Coming up on A SkinDepth Convo.
The whole idea of skincare, body care is to understand that it's constantly evolving. So we are living better, we're exercising, so we need to understand our skin needs also have to be addressed with good skincare and clinical skincare, which we're really proud of our body line.
This is a show focused on educating and inspiring all those in the skincare and beauty industry. But it is also a show for those looking to improve themselves from the inside out. In each episode, we explore the latest trends, breakthrough technologies, and get expert insights within the dynamic world of skincare and beauty. If you're looking to further your beauty education and nurture your passion, you're in the right place. Renowned experts and hosts Metaxia and Francine aim to educate and inspire through their own experiences and are dedicated to enlightening and empowering enthusiasts and professionals in the realm of skincare and beauty. Join the conversation and the fun with A SkinDepth Convo. Welcome to A SkinDepth Convo. I'm Anna Kagarakis. Confidence in your skin isn't just about your face. While we often focus on caring for the first thing people see, we sometimes forget about the rest, our body. Now today we're diving into body confidence and the biggest trends to look out for in 2025. From self-care rituals to skincare innovations, we're covering it all to help you feel great from head to toe. To get more skin depth on the topic, we welcome in our expert host, part of the founders of Lyra Clinical, Metaxia and Francine Kagarakis. Ladies, so excited to have you back on today. And before we really get into everything here, I just want to share, we have a new setup right now for the podcast, but it was a lot of fun trying to set this up, but especially setting up. Now we have these lovely headphones and we got to fix the hair.
Anna, we have to bring hairspray on set. We have to have her hair poofed up.
Oh, don't talk about me. Whoa. First of all, I had one little poof and I stopped because I didn't want to mess it up. Who took 10 minutes to fix yours? It doesn't matter. You took 10 minutes. I did one poof, brought it out and said, let's go.
Just note, Francine has to put one can of hairspray after she washes and blow dries her hair, and it stands in attention.
It
Mine,
sure does.
It does not stand in attention. So I'll get some hairspray.
You're going to need some hairspray, but you took 10 extra minutes to get it where it is. And is yours moving right now?
Yes.
Is your hair moving?
Yes.
Well, we're going to get the professional look going with these new headphones.
And they look great, but it was funny because when we were planning this whole thing, one of our marketing gurus, Dee, she and I were talking about it. She's like, hey, can we get some really cool headphones? I got some good headphones for you guys. Like, sure, no problem, let's do it. But we're really worried about telling Francine, hey, we gotta cover the poof. But I was very proud of today. I was very proud. You got it on, no problem.
No, it wasn't. I was prepared. I was lucky. I did one little poof and I said, don't move. Nobody move right now. So it's okay for today.
Well, the hair looks great. Everyone looks great. We all look great. Now, right now, we're seeing our beautiful faces on here. We're seeing everyone's faces on this podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, go ahead and check out also the podcast on YouTube on Lyra Clinical's YouTube page. But we're going to be talking about the body, focusing on body care, especially for 2025, because there is a lot of interest right now in taking care of the skin below the chin. So where is this focus coming from? Why is there so much interest right now in body care?
For me, just jumping on first, it's the full body experience. We're exercising, we're watching our diets, but the key thing is that our extremities and our bodies also needs clinical skincare. You want hydration, you want to brighten your skin and bring glow to your skin. But I think for me, having my body look youthful is just as important as my face have that youthful glow.
Well, in January, what happens is we all decide we're going to lose all this weight that happened in the winter or happened in December. And so this is a good time where people start recalibrating themselves. Okay, it's 2025. I'm going to watch what I'm eating. I'm going to exercise. But also we have to look and see what we can do for our body with our skin also. And this becomes important because we know what we can do for the face. We've seen that we're able to deal with structure, sagging. We're able to deal with brightening the skin, bringing hydration back and bringing youth back to your face, neck, and décolleté. But we also now know that we can do the same for our body. And this becomes very, very important because now people understand what's available, because we're seeing it all over social media, and they say this targets your arms, this targets your neck, this targets your legs, this targets your Botox, this, wherever. This targets that area, and we have to make sure to deliver it.
So the other thing I noticed we're seeing too is we're seeing older generations kind of showing more skin, like things like I always remember when you see like we'll say like the much older generations where they always had the long sleeves, always like covering up more. Now you're seeing women out there more arms showing, maybe going out and wearing a bathing suit, not wearing a full cover up. You're seeing a little bit more of that trend now where you're seeing more women, especially women, becoming more confident in their skin, right?
I think we just have changed our whole cycle of what we think is old. There is no much of an age issue that you have to wear long sleeves and had to cover up. We've changed that. And skincare in general has given opportunity for us to have a youthful skin texture. Yeah, we want to show more skin. Yeah, we want to have the opportunities that we did when we were younger. And it is, you'll see it. More body confidence is where it's at.
Yeah.
Understanding that you can actually tighten up some of those areas that you feel have lost elasticity. You can actually brighten some of those areas, just exposure to the sun all summer, covering up all winter, exfoliating and toning your skin back into that youthful appearance is what we have today. And it is body confidence. Friend, how about you? Have you done your exfoliation?
Yes, I have. I absolutely think it's very, very necessary. What's important is that we are finding that we don't know women's ages anymore. We don't know men's ages. We have men's lines. We have women now paying more attention. So now that we're paying attention to ourselves, we're eating better, drinking more water, exercising. We're doing targeting. We get coaches for targeting body parts that we want to take care of. So we're able to actually target more than we did before. And it has become important because we don't have to show our ages. We don't have to look like we're 50, 60, 70 years old. The whole idea is we don't need to show our ages in our face, neck, or body. And that's what makes the difference. So it is very important to keep up. It's important to be for preventative. It's important to maintain, and it's important to keep it going because that's what your skin did when we were younger. It exfoliated itself. It was more hydrated. So what we're doing is exactly what the skin naturally did when we were younger.
And she said something important. It's preventative. If you let the skin go and get dry and lose elasticity, it's really hard to recover from that. Sometimes you can't. But if you start at a younger age or start to understand that the skin needs to have preventative clinical skincare all over to keep the skin at its best. So sooner the better, preventative is the way to go. We need to be sure that we understand that.
All right. So, what is body clinical skincare?
It's different than I would say, the creams out in the market. There is definitely ingredients that will help with just not hydration. It has a lot more of the benefits as far as tightening, just resurfacing, and actually brightening the skin. It's not just a hydrator that goes on the skin. It does a lot more. As clinical skincare is beneficial for the face, it's also beneficial for the body.
And with that, clinical skincare is a little more concentrated, a little stronger, higher percentages in a container or in a package. What we see is these big, large containers when you're buying body products. They're usually filled of water and fillers. What we are dealing with clinical skincare is you're dealing with products that have strong active ingredients that are able to target certain skin conditions for the body. And this is the difference that we are finding because it's not, as Metaxia said, just putting on something for hydration that happens to smell good with a fragrance. You're actually putting something on that goes in and does a lot more than just hydrate. It's targeting elastin, it's targeting collagen, because one of the biggest things that we have, and we're seeing it all over on these commercials, crepey skin. Crepey skin is where you lose elasticity and you're losing collagen and your skin is dry. So the whole idea here is you have to get in there and actually exfoliate, manually exfoliate and brighten the skin. And then you need to do one more exfoliation so you can get it all the dead skin off, and then put in peptides to actually get in there and deal with collagen and elastin so we can build the skin back up. And then we work on hydrating and putting nourishment back into the skin to plump it up and bring that hydrating, dewy, hydrated, younger skin back. So there's a whole philosophy of how we deal with skincare for the body that is clinical versus just putting on a hydrating product full of water and fragrance.
In the past, they used to have body products that were almost in gallon size.
Right.
And you would have to have quantity of product application just to kind of get the full body. And as Francine says, we have concentrated ingredients, we have delivery systems that you don't need a bulk of product on the skin, but just literally a good formulation that'll give you delivery and a purpose of every ingredient to go into the skin with a function that will keep your skin at a youthful state. So it has changed from the theory of large size to more of a smaller, efficient, more of a creative target type of idea. And like you said, it's crepey skin and all that. Hydration is not going to rejuvenate that skin. You need a lot more sophisticated ingredients to kind of give you that result, not just a hydrator sitting on the skin.
Well, one of the key things we're looking at, a body scrub. To be very honest, I very rarely used body scrubs in the past, but now I use it even more. Because when body scrubs are formulated with brightening agents in a way that when you put it on, you actually exfoliate even more in the knees and the elbows, on the feet, and you're really trying to exfoliate and brighten the skin and bring hydration back up. So even the scrub itself is starting to show results. After you do the scrub, then you put on a lactic body cleanser. It's such a great cleanser, you could even use it on the face. And you apply it without water, and then you massage it until it foams up, and it's actually a body peel. So at this point, you're starting the exfoliation process, and what you're doing is getting manual exfoliation and getting rid of any dead cells, any dead skin cells. So we're already exfoliating and bringing brightness to the skin. Then when you're able to put on a firming lotion with peptide technology and brightening technology, it's getting in there to build collagen elastin. So this is one of the biggest things that we all deal with as we're getting older is, of course, sagging skin. So we do need to target collagen, elastin, and cellulite all at the same time. So this becomes a very important step. And then when you're using our nourishing oil, you're putting back lipids into the skin so it's able to build up that hydration. And then the souffle just polishes you up so you look absolutely beautiful. It's like having a spa day every day.
You know, you just said that you can even use it on your face. What is it that makes the skin on the face different from chin down, the skin chin down?
It's the depth of the skin. I mean, we exercise our faces on a daily basis. The body is thicker. The epidermis is thicker. We don't have the same oil glands. And it's just different. If you notice that we pile on, we don't take off. Where you cleanse your face every day, you actually treat your face every day. So your skin is exercised and a totally different type of response. Where the body, like Francine says, when you manipulate the skin with that body scrub, what you're doing is causing friction, delivering movement. It's bringing awareness to the skin that, hey, wake up, kind of refine yourself, kind of start the movement, and the skin responds. And it needs to be a little bit different than the face, than the body, because you want to manipulate it enough so that you get a response. And that's the sensation, that's a little bit of the erythema that comes along. So as you use the body scrub and as you use the cleanser, you'll see that there's a light erythema that comes up, which is a really good sign that the skin is waking up and it's paying attention to what you're putting on the skin.
As Metaxia said, there's less oil glands on the body that you're dealing with, and it's thicker skin. So this is why even in the body scrub, you're going to see it's a thicker consistency. You would not use that particular scrub on the face. It's too harsh. Okay. But you would use it on your body. You'd rub it into the elbows, because that's another area that shows your age, or your elbows, your hands, your knees, and you need to rub it in and start exfoliating, this manual exfoliation, to get better results. But it's too harsh for the face. Now that's one product I'd keep on the body, not on the face. Then the other thing that we need to talk about with that is the firming lotion is designed to work on the body. It's not designed to work on the face, and that makes a big difference. The other thing is the nourishing oil is a great oil, but we have a better oil that does a lot more in the Mystique Illuminating Beauty Oil. But that oil, the nourishing oil in the body line, is fantastic for your hair. It's fantastic to take off your eye makeup and mascara. My eyelashes have gotten so much better because I take off my mascara by using the nourishing oil, and I see a completely different eyelashes. They're longer, they're nourished, they're really much better than they were before. And the souffle is a great product that you can use all over the body and on the neck and the face. It's a very thick, beautiful cream that has silk proteins, and it also, most of our, I think it's all of our products have BVOSC, also known as THD, and this is lipid soluble vitamin C. So it is, again, a clinical vitamin C that we use for the body to actually help with brightening and tightening. So this is where you're seeing that we're taking the philosophy and the knowledge from the face and the neck, and we're extending it to the body all at the same time. But we have actually taken that souffle, it's the body silk souffle, and mixed it together with our pumpkin peel. And
Are you
we've
giving
mixed
us
it together.
secrets?
I'm
Are you
giving a
giving
beautiful
us secrets?
secret.
Why
that
are you
it's
giving us
such-
secrets?
Because this body product is so great that we could even put it on a face treatment because it works beautifully on the face at the same time.
Well, that's what the whole thing is. You come into the show, you come listen to Skin Depth Convo, you're going to get all the secrets. You're going to get all the secrets from you both right here. What are okay? So yeah.
I got to give you a big secret
more?
over here.
Okay,
Yeah,
give us
I
more
got
secrets.
a
We like the
doozy for you.
goods.
Because we love using our peels with the body line. One thing Metaxia did as we were getting ready for Australia, she took the nourishing oil. And what did you do, Sia, with the nourishing oil before we got on the plane?
Secrets exposed. I have to tell you, I put this, the body oil all over and kind of saw the dryness. And then I took our green power with the oil and actually manipulated it too much. But I did get the erythema. I got so much stimulation, and then I removed it and put a little bit more oil. I could tell you I felt the sensation for 24 hours. The results were incredible. So we experiment. I have to say people have come back and said, oh my God, that's such a good treatment. But again, you are doing certain things on the body that you're going to see a result. It's not something I would do, say, in my arms, or again, there's variances that we could do.
I did it on the arms.
See? And what happened?
But the first time I put too much green power.
Okay, I did.
And then I could not, wear my clothes. I was uncomfortable. The second time when I did it, I actually used it with the body souffle, and used the less amount of the green power and put it in my arms.
Did it help?
It did. I felt that it was great. And another little quick secret, you take that souffle, okay, when you're wearing a strapless dress or whatever, and you mix it with the bronzer, BB bronze, and you mix it together, and you actually put it on, and you have this beautiful glow. It's absolutely beautiful. So sometimes when you need that glow and you don't see a lot of sun, or you don't see a lot, you put that little glow on, and it's absolutely beautiful. What we have to remind people is that Lyra Clinical is all about knowing how to get into a clinic's idea where we're dealing with skincare and exfoliation and peels, and we do put them together. So we are actually taking these wonderful body products, and we are incorporating Lyra Clinical Smart Peels. And we are seeing such great results because in clinic, people still want to go in and get jump-started in clinic and then go home and maintain that in-clinic treatment with the products that we're using. So this has been one of the funnest things to put together, that we are able to incorporate smart peels with these body treatments.
Well, I think she jumped from
I got excited.
That's okay.
I got excited.
Go for it.
To peels. So what's important is, as we're all over the place on this podcast, is that it is all over the place. It is, we could use our smart
It's
peels
not all over
in our
the place. It went straight in a line. We're talking about using the products and how you dealt with the green power and the nourishing oil. We are going down a straight line, because when you went down that line, it was okay. When I went down that line, it wasn't okay.
Okay, real quick to recap. We have body products. We have body products that are in the market that are clinical body products, are fantastic. And yes, to recap, we are using our smart peels in a way to manipulate our body treatments, and they have really done fantastic as far as results. So we are taking the peels and incorporating it with different body products, and we're finding crazy results. We practice on each other. We practice on each other. No, we practice and we come back and talk about it. Our team has been really good trying different things. So our treatment guide, our body treatment guide, is fantastic. These are things that we've learned and want to share. So like Francine says, our peels are just not facial peels, but they're just all body peels. Am I right, Fran?
You're right. And there's certain things that we deal with when we're dealing with body peels. our salicylic acid, you
Right.
cannot use salicylic acid over 25% of the body. And when we're dealing with
Right.
back acne or body acne, you could only use so much of salicylic. So what's very exciting is that when we released the shikimic peel, and this became great for acne, we're able to use shikimic peel on the body. So we're able to target certain skin conditions for the body now that we did not do before. We still can use salicylic on the back only, but again, 25% of the body because it can become too toxic.
All right, so what are some of the more common areas that men and women want addressed when it comes to the body, and how do you address them?
There's many areas. One area as we're getting older, and even when we're younger, is on the upper arms. That's an area that is always a concern. Oh yeah, right there.
The bat wings?
Bat wings, that's one thing, but there's also keratosis pilaris, where some people have that bumpiness on their arms where it needs exfoliation and it also needs hydration. So these are things you can use the body scrub, then you can use the oil and the souffle, so we could actually help exfoliate and smooth out that section. And then, of course, there's, as you said, as we get older, this area, you can do as many push-ups and pull-ups, which you should be doing at the same time, but it also helps so very much to be using products that actually work in that area, especially the firming lotion, which is a peptide technology to help with elasticity issues that we have, because as you get older, things start going south.
I have to say, though, my daughter-in-law just had a baby, number 7 for me, a little girl.
Wow,
but she's
7.
7.
Grandchildren.
You are older.
I'm just starting. But what's really cool about it is that when she says it's not just about a condition on the skin, on the body, it's really about preventative. And my daughter-in-law, Emily, actually, was using the body products prior. As her skin needs became a little bit more, her body changing and the skin changing, she actually used the body products during the 2nd and 3rd trimester, and all of a sudden is still using it. So for me, like Fran says, once you get that correction, you got to maintain it. So using products, constantly addressing what the skin's changes and what it needs. And all these conditions can be repaired, but they also need to be maintained with the result that you achieve. So for me, seeing my daughter-in-law, who's very young, very fit, using body products, it is a reminder that all of us could benefit by using products on the body, not thinking just the face is important.
I'm proud of the fact that because she does work on the international team, that we have to say that as she is pregnant, we saw her walking constantly outside, walking and doing squats. I gave her the best credit. So she took this serious. It was exercise and product together. So she had a great delivery too. So I have to say congratulations on your granddaughter, Xia.
Thank you.
Jeez,
So, and addressing your question, it's we always want to treat conditions. We always want to fix something fast. The whole idea of skincare, body care is to understand that it's constantly evolving into extra needs, season changes. For example, just the way we change, we exercise, our skin needs a little bit more of a tightening, a little bit more of a attention to ingredients. So we are living better, we're exercising, so we need to understand our skin needs also have to be addressed with good skincare and clinical skincare, which we're really proud of our body line.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that, when you get in the shower, you're going to do a body scrub, and then you're going to do a cleanser. We have a beautiful lactic cleanser after the body scrub. So when you get out of the shower, your body is nice and smooth and exfoliated. So it can you're able to put on the firming lotion. So your skin is able to accept those peptides going into the skin for allowing for firming up the skin. And that is so very, very important because we have to remember we have to firm up the skin. And when you're dealing with the upper thighs and the buttocks, what you're dealing with sometimes is cellulite. So when you're dealing with cellulite, it is important to use the scrub, because when you are manipulating the scrub on that area, you're helping to get out those pockets of fat. And what we need to do at that point is get some circulation going. So then the circulation will start helping with that. So scrubs are important for cellulite, and then putting on the firming lotion to help firm that area is so very important for cellulite also.
I have to add one thing to what you're saying about the body. My décolleté, I could tell you the sleep lines. I'm constantly exfoliating and hydrating my décolleté because for me, now with spring, I definitely like to wear some looser clothes or whatever. What is that?
More open outfits. You wanna expose yourself a little
Expose
more.
yourself.
I want to
Dax is
expose.
exposing herself.
I want to expose my décolleté, and I want to expose how beautiful my neck is. But I have to tell you, thanks. I'm going to get you, friend, for this one. I'm going to get you exposed. I don't want to expose too much. I'm not going to the Grammy Awards.
Remember, just the décolleté and the
You mean like
arms.
Kanye's wife? My goodness.
Yeah. Just drop it all. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I definitely do bring attention to areas that are all of a sudden now I'm not wearing the turtlenecks. I'm not going to be wearing the long sleeves. I definitely want my skin to have a glow, and I want it to look healthy, and I want it to be hydrated. So for me, this is perfect timing. This product line, this body line is perfect timing for us to kind of experience the results that we're seeing as owners of Lyra. This is awesome.
And we have to remember, as Metaxia is a peel queen, this means that she also takes some of the peels and she starts using them. So in-clinic treatments are important too. You have to get in there and get into some of that clinical treatments on the décolleté and on the arms. And, even with the arms that we're dealing with the peptide technology,
Fred, you keep doing that.
You
keep doing
I
that.
do it
rubbing her arms. She's rubbing her arms.
Every day.
I'm running my thighs. I'm going up into my thighs.
I'm going to go back and forth. Need the Thigh Master. Remember the old Suzanne Summers Thigh Master? I got one of those again like 10 years ago. I was like, I looked it up online. I'm like, is this thing still around? Does it work?
Is it?
It was like 10 years ago.
Well, for some reason, we forget that you still have to work the body. You have to remind people. One of the things I do enjoy also, because I have older looking hands, I call it, because I call it old souled hands. But the key is using the scrub on my hands and then going ahead. And I do put the firming lotion because, again, for sagging and crepey skin, it does help with dealing with collagen and elastin in the hands, but then putting the oil in the souffle, I'm trying to restore my skin, my elasticity, all of this. And it's important because you have hyperpigmentation on the hands, you have hyperpigmentation on the arms, décolleté. Yeah. So we have to address all of these issues that do show our age.
Fran, after the reveal and it showed your hands, you went into a total different, she saw her hands under the reveal. And what you saw, she has never actually recovered from that. They're able to see, you have it. You're constantly working on your hands, kind of correcting them as it goes.
It's true. Yeah. And it is important because, when you go and shake somebody's hand, they see your hand. So it does matter. These are signs of age. Your hand, your elbows, your knees. These show your age as long as your neck and your décolleté that you're working on. See, we do treatments on all parts of the body. It doesn't have to be just one full lactic peel. You could actually start using the green power in certain parts of the body. You can use the retinol on certain parts of the body. So this is where it's important to go to your professional and ask for these treatments, but then go home and you have to maintain these treatments with product. And it is important to maintain. Just like you do on the face, you have to do it on the body.
Right? Well, again, if you're getting body treatments in a clinic, you really have to, you're investing in the cost of these procedures, invest in products that will maintain it. So for me, getting these treatments on the body, these laser treatments, tightening treatments, Botox on the body, why not invest in good skincare to maintain it? It makes more sense. You're investing in an investment that you've already done. So I have to tell you, med spas and clinics are really taking note of skincare on the body to continue their results, for long-term benefits. So it is expanding. Our whole industry is expanding to a total body correction ability.
And when we were formulating this line, it was very interesting because we were first going with do a cleanser, and we always loved lactic because lactic is skin friendly and it was perfect. It was the Cleopatra acid, and this is what we always went with. So we knew we wanted a lactic cleanser. The thought process was to go with a cleanser and then a scrub, but we changed it. We changed it completely because the scrub holds together. That's something Metaxia talks about all the time. You first manually exfoliate with the scrub, and then you apply the brightening cleanser. And the reason for that is the lactic acid is able to get deeper into the skin and give you better exfoliation. So that process changed the whole thing, and we are able to get better results. So when you are putting on the body firming lotion with the peptide technology to deal with collagen and elastin, it now is able to get in and do more work and not fight through dead layers of skin. And then the next step, when we put in the oil to bring in all the nourishment and mimic your own sebum into the skin that brings back that hydration, huge. And then, of course, the beautiful souffle as the finish with the silk protein. All of these have BVOSC or THD, lipid-soluble vitamin C, which is so very important. So that regimen itself is a treatment, a daily treatment that changes the skin. And if you're going to use certain ones only, you're still going to see a difference.
In short, Anna, in short.
In short, because I was too long.
In short, Fran
Clip
is
notes.
country, I'm rock and roll. I take that scrub and manipulate it to get a little bit of erythema. I love my erythema, and I put everything on top to be sure that I feed my skin what it needs. And Fran goes into the explanation of all these ingredients, which makes us the yin and the yang of skincare, because I can tell you, I like my erythema. I like getting the skin excited. I like understanding the skin is telling me, okay, give me more. And that's where that scrub is giving me more. That erythema is a sign, okay, next step, deliver the ingredients. So she is a conservative country girl. I'm the rock and roll crazy one.
She is. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But you know what? That's what makes it work. And that's also what
Yeah.
makes the Lyric Clinical Body line so effective, especially with corrective aesthetic procedures. It's really
Yeah.
great for kind of bringing out the best of your skin. And you as women, you know what wants to be addressed by women. But let's talk about the men. What do men want addressed? So like, what's something that you hear commonly that men need to get addressed?
Exfoliation.
Being fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But being fit, you see men are wearing their shorts. Now you see men wearing the tank tops. You see men being proud of their bodies at any age. I mean, I see older men walking. I see older men really just being more fit,
Ooh,
which is
she's
really
noticing the older men. Okay.
She's watching them walking down the street.
Hey, there they go. No, it's not
You
that,
exfoliated, I could tell.
No, it's not watching the older men per se personally. You're
Okay,
back
back on track.
I'm just watching that. I see the generation change. I see men and women both being proud of their bodies and being out there more, exposing what they've worked hard on. And being fit is a process. It's a commitment. And I see that not just with men walking down the street. You used to think that 60 was old, really old. 50 was getting there, but 60-year-olds, I see older people. You see 80-year-olds. I saw a picture of an 80-year-old that looked just as good as a 60-year-old. I mean, it is such a good era for us with skincare because we don't have an age look anymore. We just have a healthy, younger look.
And you have to have the attitude with it. And Metaxia is a mother of 3 sons. Mm-hmm. So what I have to say is I do notice they go into your house and take product. And then you have to get more product because they do use it for exfoliation. I think they still want to look buff. That's the idea. And I'm sure the oil helps quite a bit with the men because they get to have that beautiful buff look. And there's no reason why they shouldn't. We want it also. And they have their hands, their elbows, their knees, the same thing, because they also have dryness in those areas, and they should target those areas just as much as we do. And there's no reason, man or woman, for their skin not to look healthy, because we do have the products, we do have the technology out there for all of us to feel and look good. And it is a good thing to make sure that your knees and your elbows are not super dry. They should not be dry because it's not good at that point anyway. And men, they should take care of their hands at the same time.
Yep. They definitely have that too. And what about things like ingrown hairs? Because that, they're obviously a lot of them are sweating more. So that's probably a common issue that more men deal with. So that, and also back acne, that's a big issue. So how do you deal with those, and what kind of products would you use?
Back acne is a good one because with back acne, we have 2 different peels that we deal with, salicylic acid and our new shikimic acid, which is phenomenal. And they do need to exfoliate. I mean, this is where you're dealing with exfoliation is part of acne. So they do need to use the scrub. They do need to use also the brightening cleanser with lactic acid. And then we also have some products from our ice line that they also need to use depending on the degree of acne that we're dealing with.
Again, I think our Pro Pads are fantastic for ingrown hair all over the body. It doesn't have to be a certain part of the body. Our Pro Pads are incredible what they do with ingrown hair. But again, we have solutions. What really makes us really, I would say, a really sophisticated line is that we have solutions for everything you need. Any kind of skin needs you have, we have it. We have the answers for it.
The ingrown hairs, the Pro Pads, the Pro Anti-Aging Pads work beautifully for face and for bikini. So at both times, you're able to use it with our salicylic cleanser at the same time.
I said every part of the body.
Well, I was just specifying for certain people if they wanted to know, because a lot of men use our sal cleanser and the Pro Pads for ingrown hairs, and it helps quite a bit. But you have to remember, if you are using salicylic acid or if you're using our Pro Pads, sunscreen is so very, very important on the face at this point, because again, you're using something that exfoliates, and we do need to protect that skin.
Yeah, another area that you have to think about, especially for, some women too, but a lot of men especially. And I know this because my husband, he is bald and proud because he's got, he shaves his head, but you got to get sunscreen on the top of the head. That's the place that you forget about. And that's where hyperpigmentation happens. You get skin cancer is the biggest issue. But that is really important. That's an area that people, I think, tend to forget. Also the ears. That's another one.
It is. Yeah, we're seeing more and more people that we're dealing with that. And so they are putting more sunscreen on, and that's important. So we do have to remind people, Metaxia is saying that she's working on her décolleté. That means and I know she's doing peels too, because I know her, because she's a peel queen. So again, if you're doing peels on your décolleté, that means you should bring your sunscreen down to your décolleté at the same time, especially if you're wearing a V-neck or something open. You should cover that skin because you have been exfoliating. So it's very important to protect that area as you are working to correct that area.
Yeah, those are the indicators. Those are the key indicators. You could do as much as you want on your face, but that neck, that décolleté, and those hands, you got to work on those too, or else you're going to reveal your true age there.
I think it was each line represents a decade, isn't it? They're like
no, each line was like a tree trunk.
Okay,
the tree trunk that tells you every 10 years.
Do the exercises. Will those exercises work?
Exercise, Fred. Exercise.
Does that work, by the way? Have you guys ever tried those? Like, I see these things on like TikTok, Instagram, like all these women who are like, okay, do this on your neck, do these exercises. Do you think that works?
Again, I'm not going to say it does or it doesn't. To be honest with you, I think keeping an awareness and keeping a focus when you exercise, you're going to put some hydration on the skin too, so it helps.
Yeah.
So you said that was the most important thing. She says awareness. If you notice something and you're working on it and you're doing an exercise, she's right. Then I'd probably take a Pro Pad. Then I'd probably take a brightening cleanser. Then I'd probably take the firming lotion. Then I'd probably go with the nourishing oil.
Keep doing it.
And then I keep going more and more and more. So then you're going to see those lines go away because I'm working it. She's right, 100% right. Once you notice something and you start putting effort with massage and product, you're going to get results. Yeah. The whole idea is maintenance, because as we age, we lose elasticity, we lose hydration, we lose so many things as we get older. And when we lose that elasticity, our skin gets crepey. So we do need to put back in what we are losing. We need to jumpstart it in clinic and get those treatments so we're able to see the difference. The key here is we are able to deliver. When you start seeing a difference, it is easy for people to say, oh my gosh, I see a difference. I'm going to continue this treatment. This is becoming more popular because they are now seeing the best results they can see. They're seeing a difference on their skin and on their bodies.
Real quick, Anna, I noticed that even some clinics are using Botox on the hands, using Botox on the neck. So even our services that we do in Medi-Spas are starting to extend down to the body part. So you'll notice the hands, for example, you will have a dermal filler on the hands to kind of plump them up. Why not give the texture a difference? Why not brighten the skin? Why not keep the hydration? So even the med spas are looking for total body correction in many different ways that we're learning. We're expanding our opportunities with all the technology that we have right now. And we're going to AmSpa, right? And you'll see a lot of it is not just body treatments. Facial treatments. It is body and facial together.
Now, as we're talking body trends, I have to share this body trend with you, and I want your thoughts on it. So recent data from the 2023 American Society of Plastic Surgeons, they report a trend that they've been seeing across the country, the so-called ballet body. Have you guys heard of this?
I hope not. I wish I didn't hear about it. Oh,
I've heard about it.
Okay, so
I
just to kind of explain what it is, it's a sleek toned ballet body that's very popular right now. This is actually moving away from the shift of large breasts and buttocks. That's what's been dominating beauty trends in decades, recent decades, kind of like the Kim Kardashian look and that whole look, or the like Brazilian booty, as they call it. So I think what they're saying is you're seeing a lot more women, especially going for a like a breast reduction or getting a breast lift, and also moving into being stronger and leaner. What are your thoughts on this whole ballet trend?
Actually, I saw it on the fashion. There was a runway where they're doing really a small frame, where there's no really kind of definition of a body, but a straight body. And now the waists are really small, just a straight line. I have to tell you, trends are there to actually bring interest, but then bring money to the industry. You have to be
Yeah.
careful. You can't go from like the Kim Kardashian look to a ballerina look. There is so much involved in it. And I have to tell you, what's perfect is you. What's perfect is a
Hmm.
person and how they're at. We have different body sizes, different body shapes. Why are we need to know what's good for us. Trends are there, sure, we can watch them, but to go from Kim Kardashian all the way to a ballerina is drastic. And I don't think it's for everyone. I think we should all be comfortable in our own skins and keep our skin at its best. So my fear is these trends are making money for the people who are offering them and not really dealing with the psychological issue, because we can't be all one size and one look.
My problem is history is repeating itself. It was Marilyn Monroe who was curvy, and then we
Yeah.
went to Twiggy. Twiggy was a very thin
Slime.
model, very, very skinny. So we're doing the same thing now. We went to very curves, and then we're going into the ballet, they like to call it right now. It is whatever you are blessed with.
Yeah.
Take what you have and make the best of it.
Yep.
Either way, they're both fine. It's whatever you have. But to go and change it and to go and do things because it trends is not my idea of what you need to do. I think it's great to be fit, take care of yourself, be healthy. Number one is to be healthy, and take care of whatever you've been blessed with, and you'll be perfectly fine. We can take care of any size body. We can take care of the ballet, the curves, whatever size there is. You can be the best you need to be because you are beautiful as you are.
Yeah.
And
I-
enhancements, I'm going to review. Some people, the breast enhancements, reduction or improving them. We're not saying that. We're saying that you know what you want, and it's what you want, not what the industry trends are showing. I could tell you breast reduction it's necessary. A lot of people out there are actually enhancing breasts. I've seen them both, but it's what that person is looking for and comfortable within their own skin. It's not because they're going to try to follow a model or try to follow a movie star. It's more about our personally taking care of what we need and being happy in our own skin. And that's what I agree with your friend. It's more being healthy. If you're healthy, you could do anything in this world, but understanding that you're not anyone else, you're an individual, and be proud of who you are. And that's what we want to show in this industry. There's no time clock. There's no age limit. There is something that we could improve every day on our total body and keeping us at our best.
The whole idea is beautifying who you are.
Yes.
right.
Not
Yes.
somebody else. It's actually
100%.
taking care
Right.
of who you are, bringing back what you always were when you were in your 20s and 30s, when
Yeah.
your whole body was younger, healthier. We're just trying to make sure we put back in what we already had. And that's really the key, is bringing it back to a healthy state, which we can do.
Yeah. And I find it interesting because one of the things I've also read on it is the trend is moving more towards a natural look, they're calling it, by having these plastic surgeries so that you're not exaggerated. They're saying you're not having these big fake boobs and the big, the booty pads as people wear all the time, and just being more natural. But the problem is that when you think of the ballet body, you immediately go to one type of body. So I think it's just calling it a natural body, going with your natural body versus a type of body. Because when you say ballet body, you're thinking of a specific type of body. So I think, like you said, just go with yourself, be happy in your own skin and your own body type, and use wonderful products to help bring out that fresh glow to be, as you say, be bright, be beautiful. Now be body bright, be body beautiful, right? With Lyric Clinical.
Right.
Confidence is the beauty that you need. Most people, you see a person's confidence and you are attached to them because of that confidence. be confident who you are and make the best of it. That's one of the key things that we really do want to share, is to make sure we enhance what we already have.
It's very important.
I think you're right. I think that should be the trend for 2025. Body confidence, not just this is what you should look like, but be confident in who you are and in your own skin. But I think another thing I want to kind of bring up to you, I know we've talked about this before, but this is a trend that's coming back that actually upsets me. We've discussed this once before, but I want to bring it up. Women's health. They've published towards the end of last year, they published an article saying that Gen Z is bringing back tanning beds, everybody. They're bringing back the tanning beds. We talked about this last year, how Gen Z is apparently not as aware of skin safety, of taking care of your skin. And so this is really fascinating. The article says, quote, Gen Z has increasingly been sharing their love for and misinformation about artificial tans online, bringing the controversial technology back to the mainstream. As of 2023, there were nearly 22,000 tanning beds in operation in the U.S. According to market research company Ibis World, over 6,000 more than the tanning bed heyday of the late 2000s. So in the late 2000s, we had less, and that was when it was huge back then. So this is really confusing right now, as it appears social media has really, they talk about being concerned with aging and having great skincare, but they're talking about using tanning beds. I mean, what are your initial thoughts thinking about that?
Skin cancer.
Skin
Cancer is the first thing that comes in my head. And what we have to remind people, that is something that you have to look for. That is one of the key things that we look for, is skin cancer, because that does change your life. And that's something that we have to prevent and not do things that actually increases the possibility of getting skin cancer.
I have to tell you, we say these stories in our classes. You take a chicken from a chicken from the store.
The chicken store.
And the epidermis, or the skin of the chicken, is moist and supple, and and you could do all kinds of things. But the chicken is, the skin is, again, moist. You put it in the oven, and the actual thickness of the skin becomes thinner and thinner till it cracks. What happens is that we're baking our skin in a way that the cells, you have skin cancer risk, but what you're doing is actually limiting the skin from holding hydration. You're actually cooking your skin, and the rays are not healthy. So for me, there are so many beautiful glowing products you can put in your skin to have a beautiful look, more of a tan look, instead of frying your skin in tanning beds. For me, it's skin cancer. Anybody who really is interested should go look online and see how much of the skin cancer and how much it has taken off. So for us, and I have to talk with Francine, we've talked about it before, we do not encourage it at all. Because we worked in a dermatologist's office and saw younger people having skin cancer at a younger age because of all these crazy things they're offering out there. So beware, be smart, and live long and healthy, and not worrying about having a moment of life of a tan and then it fades away and then you have the complications of it later.
Well, there's more, even like Metaxia is saying, skin cancer is number one. That's the first thing. Second thing is Gen Z is very young. So everything's in place. So everything is,
That's true.
They have firmer skin again, and they have even skin tones. But what they're doing is they're damaging their skin for the future. Number one, they're breaking down collagen. They're breaking down collagen elastin with the UV rays. Number thing, so they're increasing the sagging that's going to happen. They're increasing hyperpigmentation, uneven skin tone, besides cancer too. So these are all things that are going to show up a little later. So at this point, the big key here to stay younger and to make sure you maintain healthier skin, wellness is huge right now, because wellness is very important. You do not go in to damage what we already have. What we do is we enhance it and maintain the health of the skin. We don't go, and as Metaxia says, we give it UV rays, break down collagen, and bring up different melanocytes. We don't want to do that. We want to take care of the skin.
It's accumulative. You don't see it young. It's accumulative, and it catches up with you later. So a little bit here, a little bit here, might not seem anything when you're young, but after years and years of doing this, it does catch up on you. It does.
And the one more ray that we're not talking about is the blue light. Even being on your phones or on these iPads or in your computer. We do need to use our BVOSC as a vitamin C. That's a very powerful antioxidant that helps protect against the free radical damage that we get and from the sun, tanning
Absolutely.
beds, and even from our devices. So this is where preventative becomes very, very important. We believe very strongly in putting BVOSC in our sunscreen. So we have vitamin C in our sunscreen. So we deal with the antioxidants. So we need to put back in the skin for the free radical damage.
Well, here's something to ponder. This is from the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Using a tanning bed before the age of 35 increases the risk for melanoma by 75%.
Wow.
Again, 75%. I mean, really let that sink in there. And another later study found that indoor tanning, the artificial UV tanning and tanning beds, increases the risk of developing squamous cell carcinoma by 58% and basal cell carcinoma by 24%. I'm really hoping that a lot of our audience that are listening to this are pretty much aware of this, because you have an interest, obviously, in this, in skincare. And the biggest thing is getting the information out there, sharing the information, whether it's on social media, whether it's to your own clients, if you are an esthetician or a nurse or a dermatologist, whatever you are, get that information out there, because there is a lot of false information. And here's a couple of them. There's some celebrities who have said very false information on the topic. And some of these people I absolutely love, like Tom Brady, who I love, but he said that drinking more water protects him from the sun. And that's a falsehood that 23% of people who actually took a survey actually believe to be true. Yes, we need hydration. I know. But we need hydration, 100%. You have some other influencers who talked about making their own sunscreen on TikTok. There are tests. I mean, talk about it. You use sunscreen is also a huge thing that we need to incorporate onto the body every day. But you know what it takes to put sunscreen together and to make it to protect the skin.
OTC. There's regulatories. OTC. There's measurements. We have to have everything legitimate. I mean, it costs more money to do a sunscreen on the market, but saying that it's easy to do.
There's specialized labs. They have to be a specialized lab that goes through extra testing that we need to do when you claim sunscreen. And with us, we really do love zinc. That's one of our top, and then titanium would be second. Yes. So we do believe very strongly in the minerals. But what we have to remind people is that when you're in the sun, sometimes you have to reapply if it's all day long in the sun, especially if you're on the water or anywhere else. It's very important to protect your skin. It's free radical damage that is breaking down collagen and elastin. It's free radical damage that's actually causing inflammation. So we're causing melanin to trigger. And again, you're going to deal with, as we call it, hyperpigmentation, or as some people call it, dark spots. It's not only, it's on your hands, it's on your décolleté, it's on your arms, your face, everywhere. So we have to deal with this. It is very important, preventative, to maintain skin health.
Now, before we go, we're going to move away from the negative stuff. Go out the window, moving out the window. But I will say one good thing that Tom Brady did say was about hydration, because hydration is a big thing for 2025. There is a water craze right now, even water talk they talk about, where there is a huge staying hydrated thing going on right now, which that is fantastic for the body overall, for the skin overall, correct?
Yes. It is very important. And in fact, the barrier, as we call it, barrier protection, hydration is very important to be part of the protective layer of the skin. So it is important for the skin to be hydrated. And that is a great way to start. Drinking water is a great thing to do, but sometimes you do need to add on topicals to add in a little more hydration, and then in the daytime protection with some SPF.
Let's talk about your favorite products, your favorite Lyric Clinical body products. If you were to have one product today that you want to share, both of you, what would it be?
Oh, I would say the
for the
cleanser.
Body. For the body, specifically for the body.
The brightening cleanser for me is amazing, but it does. But then I can't just do a cleanser. I have to put a product on top. So I would have to say cleansing is part of the body necessity. You got to release a lot of that dead skin. But I would say the cleanser and the firming. I always like to keep my skin excited and keep that process happening. Fran?
I'm stuck because there's two of them in my head. And the first one is, of course, a nourishing oil, which I take off my makeup. When I travel, it takes care of my hair, my makeup, and it's hydration for my body. But it also is the firming lotion. It's very, very important to keep the skin more intact. So I love peptide technology, and I like the firming lotion. So those are my two. But nourishing oil is a must when you're traveling because it does so much, again, but so is that firming lotion. Those two, key.
I use my Mystique cleanser for my eyes, but I have to tell you, the oil is something that Frances travels with, and we travel all over, and she'll have the oil. So if I ever run out of a hair product or ever run out of anything like hydration, I go to her for her. So she always carries it in a little plastic bag.
It's a must-have.
It's a must-have. She has it all the time. So we always have a resource when we travel. Fran always is equipped with the body oil.
I'm very excited because of the new packaging right now. It is, you pump it, and it's beautiful, and it comes out just the right amount.
It's really nice.
Yes.
Finally.
And one of the key things with the body line that's exciting is when Anna was looking at the packaging, but one thing we're very excited about, it's a pump. You only need one pump for an area. If you're going to do one pump, the one pump works on the whole arm. The products are so concentrated. You don't need a lot of product because they're powerful the way they are. So one pump, one arm, another pump, the other arm. So it pumps out the exact amount that you need. And it makes a huge difference so you don't waste product.
All right, this is the first year that Lyra Clinical is putting out the body treatment guide. It's really exciting. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. See, there it is right there. Gorgeous treatment guide. So what is it and who would actually benefit from using it?
Everyone. And the reason for everyone, we usually put out a treatment guide twice a year. We have beautiful treatment guides that we have been doing for the last, I would say, 10 years. I think this is the 10-year mark.
It's about 10
this year. This is the first year that we are now releasing that new, what is it called? Say, you want to show everybody the cover? Okay. It's the Body Clinical Confidence, where we're able to show people how to feel confident with your body. Again, it is so important to know that if your skin is crepey, we can deal with it. If your skin is dehydrated or dry, we can deal with it. If your skin is beginning to look a little saggy, we're going to help with certain products and the firming lotion that would deal with it. So this guide is important because it shows not only treatments, but how to use the products.
It says décolleté, breasts, upper arms, abdomen, buttocks, all the areas. And there is definitely good suggestions. There's good ideas, good information. It could be a good menu, but it could be something that someone could actually, hey, wait a minute, I could add this to a service that I'm doing, which is important because now it's the time. It's spring cleaning almost, but we're ahead of the time. We're trying to give you options that you could actually add to your menu, which is really cool. Or ask when you go to your professional, ask about some of these treatments. I think you'll be surprised at the results.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been taking those hot showers because it's been so cold, wearing the turtlenecks and everything, it's time to get that skin prepped and ready to go because you want it to look good all year round. Yeah. So it's really important. And don't forget to ask your professional for a body confidence treatment guide. They're absolutely beautiful. Congratulations. It looks wonderful. A lot of great information in there. And that's going to do it for us today. So don't miss a minute of the show. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or all your favorite podcast platforms. Plus, you can watch the show on YouTube at Lyra Clinical's YouTube page. You'll get to see us putting our arms up and everything just like we did earlier today. And feel free to rate the podcast. We always appreciate it. It's okay. You look good doing it. Don't worry. And don't forget to follow our social media channels at SkinDepth Convo on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And if you have any questions for Fran and Metaxia, you can email them to info@skindepthconvo.com. That's info@skindepthconvo.com. And thank you all for joining us today. For all of us, I'm Anna Kagarakis. We'll see you next time. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Lyra Clinical and the award-winning Mystique Illuminating Beauty Oil. Mystique Beauty Oil's amazing skin-friendly hydration delivers potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatories with Lyra Clinical's exclusive Mass Tech brightening technology. This luxury oil blend is infused with vitamin C for a clean, dry finish on the skin. Use by itself or add to your favorite hydrator. Beauty oil delivers your glow and go look. Contact your local Lyra retailer for additional information at lyraclinical.com.